Okay, today's class is going to be the different factors involved in why people are falling so much. Okay, and so why am I going to do this? Just check your bases. That's it. We're going to use a band today. I'm going to use a pillow. I think I'm situated right. I think you guys can see me all right. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just grabbed a pillow, an extra pillow off my bed. All right, and we're going to start with that. So some of you are saying, well, I don't have a pillow like that. You know that little balance pad that we work with? Pick that up. Just pick it up. Put your hands around it like this, just like this, or like this. Squeeze it. Hi, everybody coming on. Grab you a pillow. If you don't have a pillow like this that I took off the bed, you grab your little black balance pad. Just pick it up and you just put your arms around it like this. Okay? See how I'm doing? I'm hoping you're seeing me all right. I think I've situated the thing so you're seeing me. Anyway, you do this, but then you raise your elbows. See what I'm doing? I'm raising my elbows. I'm turning my head to the side, right in, squeezing into the pillow. As you're turning your head, you have to raise your chin a little bit. Then you have to turn your head and you're squeezing and you're bringing your elbows up. See how I'm turning my head? Then I bring my chin up. Then I turn my head. This is for you, Kay. All right, soften your knees. Tighten your tummy. Chin goes up. Turn your head so that you're trying to get the side of your face touching the pillow. Turn your chin up. Turn it the other way. Bring those elbows up. Then slide your hands to the side of the pad, the balance pad, just like this. See? And bring those elbows up. As I'm bringing my elbows up, I'm keeping my shoulders down. So why am I starting with this? I'm trying to get you to do your head in unusual situations. Okay, we don't walk around usually like this. And so when you do this, you could be up against a wall with your butt if you're worried about losing balance. So I always give you these suggestions for a safety valve, okay? A safety point. So see how I'm holding my pillow? And if I don't have a pillow like I took off the bed, I took this off the bed because I don't have my balance pad here. And I push in, I hugged it first, and it made me so that I can bring my chin way up. Drop your shoulders. See, you're always wanting to scrunch up. I want you to drop your shoulders, bring your chin up. Then as you slowly come to the side and you look over your shoulder with your chin, see, I'm putting my ear on that side of the pillow. Then I go up and then I go the other side. And I can tell you from doing this and this being here, and I have to bring the whole side of my face to the pillow with my shoulders down. When I go to the other side, bring your chin way up, keep your knees soft, wide stance, or if you really have balance problems, push your butt to the wall. And then you turn your head to the other side, drop your shoulders, and then you go to the other side. I can tell you that this side, when I turn my chin, this side, I don't go nearly as far with my chin. Okay, so it all has to do with my shoulder injury previous in my life. But you gotta know that. And why is that important? Because it changes how you're able to mobilize. So as you're doing this now, bring your hands out to the side. And now, raise your elbows. Raise your elbows. Drop your shoulders. Raise your elbows, but drop your shoulders. I know. You want to say, make up your mind. Both of them are coming up. I want you to keep a press on the shoulders as if my hands were on your shoulders. And I'm trying to, again, turn my head. But before I turn my head, I go up. So this is a very important part of this whole neck mobility thing. Coming up, but be careful. All right? Bring those down. Then you're just going to turn to the side. You're going to turn to the side. So you can keep your hands on the side and you're going to turn that pillow to the side. You're going to turn that pillow to the side while you're holding it. So right now is when your shoulders go down. And as you turn right there, stay wide. Knees are soft. Raise your chin. And then come center. And then go to the side and raise your chin. And then tuck it. Tuck it, tuck it, tuck it. Okay? So that was one way to try to get your shoulders, your chest, everything opening. Then here's my little wall. Remember how I started to do things? Because I have a wall while I'm here to work on. And so this is all shoulder stuff. And why am I doing this first? One of the points of why people fall so often and so much, okay, tuck your chin and then bring your elbows a little bit and try to do a wall angel. See how I'm just coming down and back? And so what I'm trying to get you to do is to bring your shoulders up and back down. That's how your shoulders are going. See, I'm just showing you this. You do this the best if you can go against a wall. Why? Because you can't cheat. Because if you do it out here, look at here. I can do this all day long. Where are my shoulders? Where are my elbows? They're not back here, okay? But if I tell you to get against a wall, keeping your chin tucked, whoa, if you get your elbows and your shoulders on that wall, it is a whole different experience doing a wall snow angel rather than doing it just free out here, because we bend. And one of the points of losing your balance and falling is actually poor posture. Okay? Poor posture. And poor posture is, if I came in and I watched you doing your little snow angel and you were not against a wall and you were doing it like this, see, by virtue of doing it like that, you're already giving into the poor posture thing because you're not lining yourself up and you're not realizing that you're not keeping as far back as you need to be. See, so when I touch here, I can tell you, this arm of mine wants to come out. And so knowing what your little postural foibles are, if you would spend 30 seconds to a minute hanging out against the wall to help you really line yourself up, oh my goodness, that would be huge in helping you with your posture. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, following through with this, I'm going to grab my band. I told you I was going to use my band. Okay, so I'm addressing some of the things of poor posture, and your band can actually help you even if you're not up against a wall. So how do you do that? So as we're doing it, I'm going to start doing little marching steps. See this? See this? Now I want you to watch something, okay? Unless I'm thinking about it and really making an effort, whenever I go like this, that's good. Whenever I go like this, if I'm not thinking about it, this is what I do. and you see me rocking like this a lot, I'm saying try not to do that. And one of the ways you can do it is being up against a wall. See this? Because what I'm going to do is actually drop my shoulders. I have my band. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades together. I don't really put my elbows back here much, and I can be against a wall. And whenever I take my knee up, okay, I keep my knee soft, the supporting knee. And when you shift, yes, you have to shift into one leg versus the other leg. However, my hip replace side, all of my muscles are compromised. I know this, I'm very aware of this, and I tend to wobble more. That's why people with joints replaced, etc., tend to walk like this, okay? Because we wobble. And so I don't want to do that. And so I have to be aware that this is going to make me wobble, okay? This weakness over here. So I'm saying, when you practice this move to open the chest, this is a really good one for you, Kay. See, I don't put my hands back there that far. My elbows are coming together. That's the point. And they're coming together against a little resistance. See that? It's not huge. See, my wrist is neutral. And I open the shoulders as if I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. And then I just keep a pressure on that band. So this is if you didn't use this band for any other thing but this move, then it's very worth having one, okay? So here I am, and I'm going to soften my knee, lower my center of gravity, and maintain my posture so that I don't wobble. And I hope you're getting what I'm trying to help you see here. And I'm using my own self as the example. So as you are lifting a leg, you're keeping your shoulders open. Your shoulders in the back, your shoulder blades are squeezing, but these are open. And I bring carefully one knee up, then I bring the other knee up, and I want to try not to over lean. It's the over leaning that helps me not get stronger, which brings me to my next point. One of the big reasons that we can do something about for falling so much is actually strength, a loss of strength. And when you lose joints, and you have joints that are arthritic, if you have joints that are compromised from getting them replaced, or you're looking toward, I didn't say forward, Kathy, I didn't say forward, I said toward getting them replaced, you gotta work on the muscles. This is one of them. And this may seem so innocuous, but if you want to stand better, and if you want to stand more and not fall so much, this kind of a move that I'm doing against a wall so that it makes me maintain a straighter line of function. And every time I get ready to go on this one, see, I have to bend my knee or I'm going to overlean. Okay, you have your own little issues. You get your foot right in the middle. I have to line it up. I'm pushing against the wall so that I don't overlean. I'm not pushing super hard. And I really feel my muscles working all over the place, trying to keep me to do that without overleaning. Then if I stand out here, I try to maintain that type of motion, okay? And I might even put my elbow out here on the wall as I keep pulling this, okay? I'm keeping my shoulders coming together. Many of you, if you've ever had significant shoulder pain anywhere around the shoulder girdle, this is your trick right here, one of them. But if you can maintain a good pressure right here with your shoulders down, whether or not you're doing your knee ups, which I'm just trying to start addressing the strength element in bringing our knee up, standing on one leg, which is one of the things that a senior, I'll say a senior slug, I'll say a junior slug need to do every day. Okay. And for me to stand on one leg on this replaced hip, and there I've got those of you in my class that I know have double hips, double knees replaced. That's why I'm standing here next to a wall. All I have to do, I can keep my elbows back, is just put a little elbow there or turn like this and bring that up. And I'm staying on this for a bit. Yeah, I am. I'm on purpose. Why? Because I'm trying to get you to stand on one leg for more than, just, okay, here, and then go to the next thing. No, you got to really work at this. I'm standing with my posture open, in neutral spine, pulling, holding, breath, keep your head back, soft knee. So, because I always have to remind myself to go soft knee, or you should know, I'm going to say, I overlean and I go right past the muscles that I need to strengthen. Thus, I have the higher percentage of falling more. And this has to do with strength. And so I'm doing moves in a postural element to help you with that. Now I'm going to pick up my pillow again before I pick up my weights as I go through these points. So two of the biggest reasons, y'all, for falling is poor posture and lack of strength in your legs, in your ability to stand up straight, ability to look, where you need to look because of your neck, because of anything. I'm going to pick up my little pillow here, and then, what I'm going to do, and you can use this with your pad against a wall, or you don't have to use any pad. If it feels funny and you're not quite sure how to do it, don't do it. Just do it with no pillow, okay? Now, what I used to have us do, I'm sure you'll remember. See, I'm going to put my pillow here, hold it in place, turn myself around, adjust it so that you feel comfortable, and I can actually go into a bit of a hyperextension. That's okay. Here, I step out a little, not a lot. I step out a little, and I go down. And you'll say, well, how far do I go down? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go down pushing against this pillow. See, it's right in there. It doesn't really slide. I can just go down a little bit and push against the pillow pretty hard. And I feel these start to fire. Yes. So when they're firing, you have a tendency to want to lean forward. Don't do it. Open right through here. Take a breath through your nose and check to make sure your feet are out a little bit. Mine are out about a foot or two. As I push into the wall, and you don't see what I'm doing, but I'm just like even a half inch, I'm dropping, see? And I increase this effort right here. So again, push your shoulders into the wall as you go down a little bit. When you go down and where you're like, I can't go anymore, you know it. Take a big breath, hang out here, make sure it's equal. Don't go too much on one, or too much on the other. Take a big breath through the nose. Big breath. Hang out, hang out, hang out. Should be firing right now. Should be just kicking kicking right here, right here. Okay, come up. Woo! Take a big breath. So back to what I was saying. Drop your shoulders, adjust whatever. I'm up here. This is a little recovery. Take a breath. Now go down. Okay, let me tell you something. This little move right here, just a little bit. See, I'm pushing against the wall. Pushing against the wall with my head. Okay, pushing against the wall with my shoulders. Going down a little bit more until you feel it. Okay, once you feel it, that's where you're gonna hang out for a little bit. I do this move in the airport. There's many times when I'm standing around, I can get up against a wall somewhere. I'll just go into this and just, push back through my shoulders just to get these to fire. Okay, take a breath. Big breath. Big breath. Hang out. No, don't come up yet. Hang on. Right here. Yeah, this is my replaced knee, my replaced hip. Yes. Shoulders back, chin tucked, and come back up. Woo! I know it. That's how I want you to feel. I want you to go, whoa. Okay. I would do another one, but I have more stuff to show you that we're gonna do. And one of them is, again, push it on the wall. Okay. So I just got these firing. Now I'm going to get these firing. Then we're going to pick up weights. So back to my little tutorial on why we fall, about 7 reasons why we fall so much. We've already addressed 3 of them. Posture, lack of strength, not having the ability to stand on one foot at a time for a period of time, as much as you can. Somebody said, well, how long? I'm going to say as long as you can without putting your foot down. Now, use one finger and just touch a wall, okay? Try to stay away from using your hand unless you need it, because you want to maintain. And as you're up there, see, I'm going to do that move that I did at the very beginning of this class. Keep my chin tucked. See, I'm using one teeny little finger, but then I'm not using any finger at all. And once you're able to maintain here, you want to look and then come to center, and then you want to look. Okay, and you try not to use that hand on the wall, but I just offer that to you so that this becomes not something that is so frustrating that you can't maintain it, okay? And you can't maintain it because you haven't practiced it. The more you practice it, the more you're able to do it for a good 30 seconds is what I'm shooting for first, okay? Now I'm gonna be on my challenge side, okay? So now I'm gonna shift, and I'm using that head turning. That's why I did that at the very beginning. Keep my chin tucked, breathing, shoulders down, turning, but you don't start turning until you've established a good, solid stance, okay? So here I am. Take a breath, bring that leg up as much as you can, okay? And if you're at a wall, you can bring it up a little higher because you got the wall instead of having to bring your toe down every time you lose balance, okay? So here I am. My shoulders are dropped. Oh, I have a little cherub that just came in to watch me exercise. You're supposed to do this. I'm standing like a flamingo. This is my little Kate. I have things for you to write on. It's in that box over there. Right over there. That little shoe box. That's things for you to write on. Get you a little pen. Start making your notes. She's going to do an activity. See, I'm hanging out here, you guys. I'm just hanging out here. And come down. I'm telling you, you got to do this. And I wanted to really present it today because there's some stuff that now at this point we can't do much about of why we fall so much. I've just addressed the 3 most important things that you can do something about. standing on one leg, appreciably standing on one leg with good posture, bringing that leg up. And the reason I use the wall, or you can use a pole, or you can use a chair, is because you bring it to 90 degrees. Do not lock your knee out when you do this. Keep that knee soft, keep your rib cage up, and really do this. You can do this while you're watching your favorite program or a movie or a commercial or whatever. You get the idea. I just want to bring home the fact that you can do a lot about your ability to stand on one leg. You can do it in many different ways. I haven't even gone into the variations. Standing on one, on the pillow, standing on your little pad, that would be the next step. So posture, standing on one leg, lack of sensation in your feet is one of them. So while I go over the next two that we might not be able to do something about, I'm gonna put my hands on the wall, okay? If you don't have a wall, just put your hands on the chair. Turn the chair around, put your hands on the chair. You need to put your hands on something, okay? Drop your shoulders, put it on a chair or a wall or a pole. Lean in just a bit until you feel just a little pressure, or just hang on to the chair and bring that toe back and roll into the heel. As you come up, you're going to bring the leg up. So I'm doing a big roll right there. And I come up and I bring that heel up. So this wakes up my gluteal, my hamstring, my back extensors and flexors right there. See that? Then I just pull that in and I come back to that toe and I roll into that heel. Okay, so that big move addresses a lot with the ankle. You address a lot with the ankle strengthening by standing on one leg, especially standing on one leg on a pillow. Okay, so lift that again and then pull that heel to the hip and then back down into the heel. Okay, should feel pretty good going into that heel. Then you step and you step and you step back and you drop that heel down. Drop the shoulders. Okay, so you're working it with the ankle, we're working with the calf, stretching those heel cords, bend the knee a little bit, get some movement there. Now we're ready to lift with that heel, comes to the hip. Then you come back and you come down and you roll into the heel, okay? Then you come back up, take a breath, drop your shoulders, and then you pull that heel to the hip and you come back down. Okay, do it one more time. Here we go. Press, we lift, then we pull that heel into the hip and we come back down and step back. So this is actually helping to get a read on one of the other problems, which is lack of feeling in the feet. You might have, that might happen because of diabetes issues or pre-diabetes issues or neuropathy in some way has happened. Bad shoes, so make sure you have good shoes. That is definitely an important thing. And while I'm getting you set up for this, I'm gonna go, so neuropathy in your feet, lack of sensation of feeling in your feet causes people to fall a lot. Take care of those feet. And do you see this kind of a thing that I do all the time? When I'm standing around, don't just stand there. Roll your foot to the outside. Roll your foot to the outside. You'll feel stretches. Okay, then come into the inside. Then come into the inside. See, like you're raking your foot like that. And roll to the outside. roll to the outside, then toe and heel presses all the time. Toe and heel presses all the time. That will help your ankle so much. It is very important to keep strength coming around in that ankle, because that's going to help your feet to not have that sensation in your feet. Leave that there, it'll fray. Well, I'm going to cut it. Oh, okay, you're tying a knot. Okay, that's good. Okay, split stance, which is going to bring me to another point of falling. Changes in your eyesight, changes in your hearing. Number one, make sure you have an audiology doctor or somebody look in your ear. Make sure your ears are cleaned out. Sometimes just a wax buildup. Some people are waxers and some people aren't. What am I doing right now? I'm doing a split stance, but I'm bending my back knee. Okay, I'm getting you prepped for the next move that we're gonna do. All right, it's really pushing because I'm pushing that back knee down and I'm trying to stay level, because it brings me to my next thing. As I'm in a split stance and I'm turning my head to look, then I look forward and then I look this way to be convinced that the next thing I'm going to tell you impacts whether we fall more or not. See, I'm switching. So I switch my stance. I go as wide apart as I can this way, and then I go apart this way if I need to. If I can come in more narrow, great. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then don't. So I'm going to bend the back knee. Keep my heels down. Bend the back knee. So the next thing that I want to convince you of is when your sight changes, a need for glasses or whatever, some things you can do something about, sometimes you can't, but a change in sight, depth perception, proprioception, where are you at in space? Look, I'm looking this way, I'm bending my knee, I'm in a split stance, I keep my rib cage up, I'm breathing, and then I come forward, and then I look this way. And if I do that too fast, you're going to lose your balance, and you're going to lose it real quick. So I'm warning you that if you decide, oh, not me, and you go very quickly from side to side, you will get a little tippy. All right. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. So changes in the ankle, changes in your foot, being able to feel your feet, sight, your hearing, that all has to do with proprioception, depth perception, etc. But the biggest two is poor posture and becoming weaker. And so I'm getting you in certain stances that's pushing you to hold your balance. So I'm doing what's called on purpose balance work, okay? By virtue of free weights and picking up free weights, it makes you propriocept. It makes you do a lot more on the balance on purpose exercises than anything. So I'm ready to pick up my weights, and I'm going to incorporate some of these very things that I just did in our weight moves. And I'm going to do I'm watching my time today because I got to run right out of here, but I'm going to do some basic stuff using some of the same moves that we just did to address balance issue, to address falling or trying not to fall so much. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go down here and pick up my weights. What am I going to pick up? I've already warmed up pretty good. So I'm going to pick up a 9 and a 9. So I've got a 9 and a 9 in my hands. And I'm going to do one of the top exercises, if you do it properly, to help your strength, especially strengthen your lower body. But once you pick up weights, It's strength in your arms, your upper body, your core, your lower body. So here I am. And you see what I'm doing? What am I doing? I'm prepping. I'm getting ready to sit. I'm going to do a sit to stand. See how I'm coming down? And I'm like, oh man, I think I need to step out just a little bit more because I'm going to go down to that chair. So I'm using my bench as my chair because I don't have a chair right here. I have a bench. Take a big breath. When I go into a semi squat, I need to be feeling it in my heels. Then I come back. Okay. Then I go into a semi squat and I look and I go right on down. I go right on down to my target, which could be your chair. Okay. I have just added 9 pounds and 9 pounds. And I'm going to get up with those 9 pounds. So as I lean in, I can even put my weights back here for just a second because I'm much lower, at least 3 inches lower than a regular kitchen chair. I know that my knee is very tight. So those of you who can, put that little chair pad under your kitchen chair seat. That will help you. I'm going to use my hands here just to get me to neutral as I come up. See that? And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to try it again. Take a breath, and then I don't have to use my hands, okay? So I'm doing all this to help you really understand. You got to modify, and you got to see where you're at. Where's your target? Can I get down there without falling? Can I really press through both of my hips and both of my legs? And if I can't, guess what I'm going to do? I'm gonna put a pad that might raise me up a little bit. See that? Because I want to go down into that sit down, and that's a much better range for me. So get that little pad out, put it in that chair, load up your weights. As you're ready to come up, you come right here and you come right here. Sit to stand. Take a breath. Breath. Whew. Big breath. Exhale, exertion. Right now, breathe in. When you go to stand up, exhale. And when I stand up, you see I'm wide with the feet, my wide stance. But as I go to stand up and I'm exerting, I exhale and I go ahead and do that whole move, the whole arm move to get me up. And I'm having to, my body's reading out that in fact, I'm trying to manage 18 pounds. Take a big breath, go into your heels. Woo. Breath. Back. Breath. And back. Breath. And exhale. Do not hold your breath. Woo. And if you can pick up more, well, good deal. But if you're not doing your form really good, really spot on, there's too much weight for you. If your chair is not a right height, use a pad or don't use a pad. You get the idea. Take a breath. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more in this little sit to stand set. Take a breath, shoulders down. Was that 2? No, 1 more. Okay. Okay. So now, as I step away from that, I'm gonna put my waist right here. Now I'm gonna go back and do, so I'm fitting in some classic moves to strength train that any of us need to do at least once, if not twice in a week. And if I get off on a tangent on something, and maybe I didn't do one of your favorite ones that you always want to do, Well, then do it. Just do it on your own. See what I'm doing? I'm going in, I'm lifting my heels. I'm lifting my heels. Big breath. Lifting my heels, and I'm going to stay in that stance. I'm going to stay up in that stance. See, I've got my heels up. My heels up. I'm working all over the place for my ankle. This is one of the best things you can do to help your ankles. Get those heels off the ground. Hold them up there. Hold them up there. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Keep your heels up. Keep your heels up. Take a breath and then come back down. Now I'm going to step in and step out and step in. So the ability to work in a frontal plane, which is where we're going right now, across and across. And you see these weights? This is 18 pounds coming down my vertebrae. I have to manage that. If I have a forward bent and I didn't work on that posture to keep my back extremely extended in a neutral spine, but extended, I'm softened at the hip, but I'm not leaning forward. I am not leaning forward. I'm keeping my chin tucked and I'm working in a frontal plane. And why is this so important? Because this is not something that you readily do on a day-to-day basis unless you are doing it on purpose, which is what I'm doing with a lot of these balance maneuvers today. Because if you do this very simple side-to-side motion and you're wrangling some weights, whether you have it here, whether you have it here, whether you have it here, it does change, but you're handling extra weight. You have to proprioception differently. This is what's working on your brain in order to do this. And I'm doing this repeatedly. Now, if I wanted to really change up stuff, I would step out, I would step over, and I would step out. Then I would step out, I would step behind, or just approaching my other foot. If I don't want to cross, I don't have to. This kind of motion is what trips people up so many times. Like you're walking on a walking tour, you're walking to doing anything, jobs around the house, cleaning up, getting yourself in a situation where one foot is, you're going side to side and you cross up and you catch your foot and you're down for the count. So what I'm trying to tell you is learn and train so that you know what to do in that situation. And accidents are going to occur, but we can be less and less the problem. See how I'm stepping over, but just a simple side to side. And if you have neuropathy, you put that with the side to side stepping, and that's all it took. Okay, so I hope some of this is making sense to you. Okay, from here, I'm going to go inside with my feet. See this? So I'm doing an inversion with my toes. See that? And I'm just going to bring those toes down. I'm not going to go down very far. I just want to bring those toes in. Okay? I still have these poundages hanging right here. Then I'm going to turn and turn. And I'm going to go slew foot. Yeah, just like that. And then I'm going to do just a tiny little bit of a bend. See that? Just a tiny bit. And why am I doing this? Because I'm getting your feet in different positions. Okay? One of the best ways to do that is just go for a hike on a trail that's not even. It's unreal. We can mall walk. It's great. I love people to do mall walking. Love it. If Nancy's on. However, you don't have a lot of obstacles. You don't have a lot of uneven surfaces and a mall. So I'm trying to give you ideas for how to simulate getting yourself into uneven stepping. Okay, now I'm going to take my weights. I'm gonna put them down. You notice how I'm moving. My butt's sticking back. My back is flat. Okay. From that, I'm gonna go to my wall again. If you don't have a wall, go to your chair. You're gonna put your hands in the chair, okay? If you're at the wall, we're gonna come in with our elbows and push back. Now I'm gonna go back pretty far. You don't have to, or you can just put your hands in your chair seat. See, I could do this. I could absolutely do this. Put my hands right here. That's all I'm telling you. This is one of the best ways to get a full body strength going, especially with your upper, your shoulders, your arms. See how I'm just going into a little dip? So you actually need to be able to do a couple of sets of that. But that's harder than the wall. You need to know that. You need to bend your knees. I can do this pretty fine right against the wall and just bring those elbows in, push it back. I'm going to do 6 this way. Take a big breath, keep your chin tucked. As you go in, a little bit of a wide stance, adjust that. Take a big breath, just 3 more, here we go. Elbows down, here we go. Elbows down, here we go. Elbows down. Okay, now we're gonna flare. We're gonna stay really wide, right with our feet, and we're gonna flare the elbows. We're gonna come in, just like when we turned our head. We're gonna turn our head, approach that wall. Elbows are wide. Keep your shoulders down, keep your shoulders down. Breath. Big breath. Big breath. Okay, couple more, just a couple more. We're almost there. Big breath. Here we go. And then push back. Okay? Now, if you're at the wall, great. If you're not at the wall, just put your hand on your chair. If you're at the wall, I want you to bring your knee up as high as it can go there. See that? And while I have my knee up there, my knee here is soft. Okay? And I'm going to just open my hand out. Drop my chin. Take a big deep breath. So I'm still doing that one leg stance, but it's assisted. Then I come down, put my hand here, bring my knee up here as far as I can. And then I'm going to soften my knee. And I'm going to open my hand out. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Keep that chin tucked in. Too many of us want to hang our head out. Don't do that. Hang out there, hang out there, hang out there. Open, 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 and come back. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to go up in weight. Okay. So I hope you notice how I'm changing my weights here. You take a wide stance. Every time, back extended, grab those weights. So now I'm up in weight. Okay. 12. I picked up, some of you want to know. I picked up a 12 and a 12. Okay. So I'm going to now turn this way to the wall. If you don't have a wall, you'll turn this way to the chair. Okay. So I'm going to step forward. So if you notice, I'm employing a lot of moves that we started this class with. And I'm going to put my heel back there and I'm going to touch the wall with my heel. See that? My knee in the front is bent. I'm going to hip hinge, keep my shin tucked right here. Take a big deep breath. Pull this back, pull this in, and back and back. So I'm going to go pull back, pull in. Take a breath, pull back, and pull in. Big breath, and pull in. All the way back and up with the front arm. Up and back. Breath. Up and back. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Up and back. Up and back. So why am I having you do it this way? By putting your heel against the wall, against the door, you just gave yourself a huge challenge to stay on balance and to be in a different stance, a different, very uneven stance, okay? So I'm right here, take a breath, switch your arms up, drop your shoulders. I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna go back here. Take a big breath, so I'm leaning in from my hip. I'm gonna go back and up. And now I'll do them at the same time. Big breath. Woo. Big breath. Go. Big breath. Push and pull. So I'm pulling up, but I'm pushing back. So my vertebrae, my spine, my hips, my feet, everything is heightened because of this stance that I'm having you try. Just try it. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. I'm trying to, on purpose, challenge my balance muscle, so to speak. Take a breath. Take a breath. Just one more, just one more. Take a breath. And then come back. I know you loved it. I can hear it now. So that's heavier weight. I'm going to come right here. I'm just going to do a good set of curls. Okay. Take a big breath. Woo. Keep your thumbs way out there. Where are you going? Breath. 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 And breath. Then I'm going to bring them right here. Put them right on my shoulders again. Right there. Give my hands a break. Right here. Okay. Wider stance. Lift your heels. Lift your heels. Rib cage up. Big breath. So it's a little bit of a rocking, but you're lifting your heels up as far as you feel you can. Okay. Yeah, stay right on. You're right into the midfoot, or the ball of the foot, I mean. Breath. Okay. So this is one of the best ways to help your ankle strength is working up into the toe box, whether it's jumping rope, whether it's doing what we're doing right now, dancing, haha. Yes, you're into your toe a lot. Good shoes. Get your hearing checked. Yes, notice if your eyesight is changing. Go swing. Go sit on a swing, if nothing else. That will help you with your vestibular function and let you know, oh, geez, I'm getting really dizzy when I'm swinging. Something's changing. Take note of it, okay? So, put these down. Right there. Shake out. Good job. I'm gonna bug out of here because I gotta go to another meeting. Shake out. Do a little pendulum this way. Do a pendulum this way. And be thinking about all those things we talked about. And just do your own due diligence. Have these things checked. But I know, because I have bad feet, I have a Granny Lanning that had horrible feet. So I got some of her genes. Do what you can to take care of your feet. And we can do a lot to help our balance and everything else. Okay, I'm gonna take off the recording.